Thomas is a respectable, character-driven, integrous leader who follows his own moral code. He is well known for his accountability, which he built through the years. But he wasn't always the engine that he is right now. Actually, 5 years ago, Thomas was going through depression. He was lost in life, not knowing what to do about it. Making just enough for a living, he wanted to change his life. Feel happy, fulfilled, and have enough money, but he did not know where to start. This was until he met a special someone. I hate this engine. I can't stand myself. That about sums up Thomas's life. He couldn't stand the boring job that didn't even challenge him. He was hardly able to pay the bills. Where has Thomas's life gone? Out of Sir Topham Hatt's training school, Thomas remembered a life full of dreams. His life was ahead of him. Nothing seemed impossible. He felt like he had so much potential. But now he was nowhere near where he hoped to be. Thomas wanted to feel the breeze of success, but he didn't know how to fix it. His job, definitely not what he wanted. An engine his age only receiving $40,000 a year with no upside. This was hardly what he had imagined for his life. Stuck with a dead-end job, this was definitely not the success he dreamed of. He was on his way home and had never taken this road before. Then all of a sudden, out came the worst. Thomas could not move. Come on, why? Smoke was spewing out of Thomas's funnel. That can't be good. He didn't have any idea what to do. I should have taken better care of myself, he thought. Thomas pressed the emergency button for help. He figured he would ask for Sir Topham Hatt to patch him up. He pressed the button, but he didn't have any cellular signal. Just my luck. They can put a man on the moon and clone a sheep, but they can't provide a signal where I need it. Frustrated, alone, and stuck. That's how Thomas felt right now, about this situation and life in general. Just then, he saw an old man come behind the house. Can I help you, young man? Yeah, I hope so. My car broke down and I can't call anyone because my emergency button doesn't work. Can I borrow your phone? Well, why don't you let me take a look at you first? Maybe I can help you. The old man was about 70 and about 6 feet, well built and pretty good shape, it looked like. He was obviously the caretaker of this mansion. Dale is my name. What's yours? Thomas, nice to meet you. Well, what kind of business are you in, Thomas? I transport coal and sell it to people in need. You make a good living at that? No, not really. Well, let me try to start you up. Everything seems to be in order, and I believe you are just out of gas. Let's go get some gas from the workshop. Let me try and push you a little bit to my shop. Are you sure you can push me? I'm heavy, you know. Me? Of course I can. I may be old, but I still got my strengths. Okay then, let's see it. You know what, Thomas? Second thought. You might be right. You are quite the heavy train. So, who owns the house? Well, Mr. Wilson owns the house. Built it 20 years ago with his wife. Very successful businessman. Owns a bunch of businesses. Must be quite successful. How big is the house? 14,000 square foot. Wow, he must have a lot of money. Yup, it's something alright, but Mr. Wilson isn't just about money. He prides himself on being successful in everything in life. Life is more than just money. That is easy to say if you have some. I can see that, but Mr. Wilson was successful before he got his money. In fact, do you see the 12-pointy fence in front of the house? Each one represents a different area of success that Mr. Wilson says it's important for life. He placed the 12 fences to represent his philosophy on life. Oh yeah? That's pretty cool, I guess. I sure would like to be that successful. I'm sure you will if you wanted to. Well, I've given it my best shot the last 18 years. It doesn't seem to done much. You've worked, have you? I've worked very hard, harder than most. I worked long hours, overtime, and everything. That may be your problem. Working hard is a problem? No, working hard isn't the problem in and of itself. Mr. Wilson always says that the first rule of success is to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I don't get it. The first rule Mr. Wilson always talks about is personal development. Success only comes when you develop yourself beyond where you currently are. So you have to work harder on yourself and improve yourself than you do on your job. But I was always told that if you work hard, keep your nose to the grindstone, and eventually you'll get ahead. That isn't true? Not exactly. You see, you will get the job in the company and the salary that goes with it that you deserve because of the skill that you possess. You can work as hard as you want, but as long as you stay at the same skill level, you will never go beyond that pay and promotion. Also, you become replaceable. So, how do I get ahead? You start working on yourself. I still don't get it yet. Okay, let me explain. You say you're in transporting coals and sales of coals, right? Yeah? Okay, you make a certain amount of money based on how good of a salesman you are. You can work harder and harder. You will make so much because you are only so good. The key is to become a better salesman. The way to do that is not to put in 5 more hours of work on your job, but it is to put more work into yourself, Thomas. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So how do I get started? Read books. Study the best in that field and then apply the information. Implement what you learn. Work on integrating your ideas into your everyday work. That way, when you make the same sales each day, you get more sales because you are a better salesman. But always remember this, Thomas. It is not the amount of knowledge you know, but it is how you use the knowledge that you learn. Albert Einstein was once asked, how many foot are in a mile? And he replied back, I don't know. Why should I fill my brain with stupid things that I can find in standard reference book? Einstein taught me a big lesson. He felt it was more important to use your mind to think and act than use it as a warehouse for facts. How did you get so smart, Dale? Well, I'm just telling you what Mr. Wilson said. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Develop yourself. After he finished, Dale began to cough. At first, Thomas thought he got something caught up in his throat, but it was more than that. Are you okay? Thomas had to wait at least a minute until Dale finished coughing. I'm okay. Sometimes I just get a coughing fit. That's all. Good. You had me worried there for a moment. So, What else does Mr. Wilson say about personal development? Well, he says a lot of things, Thomas. So give me some. I need all the help I can get. Why do you think you need so much help? To be honest, Dale, I'm stuck. I feel depressed. I hate my job. I feel like I have no upside. I don't feel like I provide any value to my family and friends. My engine is breaking down on the side of the road. You name it. I need help making my life better. I work so hard and I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. Since you put it that way, let me think. Here is one for you. Let me make sure I get this right. Mr. Wilson says, every life form seems to strive to its maximum except for human beings. How tall will a tree grow? As tall as it possibly can. Human being, on the other hand, has been given the dignity of choice. They can choose to be all or they can choose to be less. Why not measure up to the full measure of the challenge and see all you can do? But I've tried. I'm not suggesting you haven't. Maybe you have. The idea is that most people quit. Maybe you have given up, Thomas. That is my impression anyway. With all due respect, it seems like you have worked hard, found that you are stuck. Perhaps you have given up. Maybe it's time to stretch and to grow again. Yeah, maybe so, maybe so. I just want things to change. I'll give you one last thing to think about after I fill your fuel tank. After a few seconds, the engine came to life. Wow, I can move again. I guess I was just running out of fuel. Thanks so much, Dale. I'm a little embarrassed that I was running out of gas and all. What do I owe you for the gas? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Consider it a gift from Mr. Wilson. Okay, I will. Tell him thanks for me. You know, I owe you one more Mr. Wilson's piece of advice. Oh yeah? What is it? You said you wanted things to change with your family, right? Yes, I really do. Mr. Wilson says the only way things are going to change for you is when you change. What are you going to change in return to change your life, Thomas? If you keep living life the way you live right now, you will continue to produce the life that you currently have. That's the way it works. Thomas's mind was racing. There were a lot of things he wanted to change. There were a lot of things he knew that needed to change. Okay, that's it for one day. You think about that, Thomas. Then feel free to stop by sometimes, and then I'll tell you more about Mr. Wilson. Here, this is my workshop number. The best way to get hold of me. Call me the next time you're coming through. I will, for sure. Thomas smiled and ran along. Nice boy. I hope he does come again. He has potential, but he also has some troubles and needs the help.